A trading app opens. Green candles. A chart shoots higher. Someone turns $500 into $4,800. Thousands of comments appear. Anyone can do this. I've got to start. Financial freedom. Then the screen cuts to black. Same trader. 3 months later, account balance $61. No celebration. No update. No explanation. Just silence. That silence tells you almost everything about beginner trading. Because when people lose money trading, they usually don't disappear because the market was impossible. They disappear because they never understood the game they were actually playing. And that's the strange part. Most beginners spend hundreds of hours learning where to buy. Almost nobody spends time learning why they lose. Those are two completely different questions, and the market makes a fortune from people confusing them. Every year, millions of new traders download an app, deposit a few $100s, and believe they're entering a competition against other beginners. They're not. Imagine walking into your local football club, expecting a casual weekend match. Instead, you're standing on the same field as professionals who've trained every day for 20 years. Some have teams of analysts. Some have computers making decisions in milliseconds. Some have information flowing across multiple markets before you even notice the price moving. Now imagine trying to beat them using indicators you found on social media. That's what beginner trading often looks like. Not because beginners are stupid, because the internet teaches trading backwards. Open YouTube. You'll find endless videos promising the perfect strategy. The secret indicator. The one pattern that banks supposedly don't want you to know. It sounds exciting, because strategies are easy to sell. Reality isn't. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most strategies actually work. Sometimes. The problem isn't finding a strategy. The problem is surviving long enough for it to work. Imagine flipping a coin that's slightly unfair. It lands on heads 55% of the time. That sounds like an advantage. But flip it only 10 times, and you might still lose most of them. Now imagine every losing flip costs twice as much as every winning flip earns. Suddenly, even with the better odds, you're losing money. Trading works in a similar way. Being right isn't enough. How much you lose when you're wrong matters even more. This is where beginners make their first invisible mistake. They focus on winning. Professionals focus on surviving. Those sound similar. They're completely different goals. A beginner sees 5 winning trades and feels unstoppable. A professional sees one oversized losing trade and calls it a disaster. Because they understand something, beginners rarely calculate. Losses grow faster than gains. Lose 50% of your account. And you don't need a 50% gain to recover. You need 100%. Lose 75%. Now you need 300%. The maths quietly becomes brutal. The market never announces this. It simply waits. Then there's leverage. Leverage is often advertised as a way to control more money with less cash. Technically, that's true. But imagine driving a sports car with bicycle brakes. You're still driving, just much faster towards the crash. A trader with $1,000 using 10 times leverage is controlling $10,000. A tiny move against them suddenly becomes enormous. Small mistakes become expensive lessons. The irony is almost funny. Beginners use leverage because they want to become rich faster. Professionals often reduce leverage because they want to stay in the game longer. The same tool, used for opposite reasons. Then comes the emotional trap. After losing money, something strange happens inside the brain. The next trade stops being about opportunity. It becomes about revenge. I'll make it back. I just need one good trade. That sentence has probably destroyed more trading accounts than any market crash. Because now decisions aren't being made from logic, they're being made from frustration. And frustration has terrible timing. Professional traders know this. Many simply stop trading after reaching a daily loss limit, not because they suddenly became emotional, because they know they soon will. The rule exists to protect them from themselves. Beginners think discipline means controlling emotions. Professionals know discipline means creating rules before emotions arrive. Now let's talk about something almost nobody mentions: costs. Every trade has friction. Spreads, Commissions, slippage, tiny numbers, almost invisible. But imagine carrying a backpack that gets 1 gram heavier every step. You barely notice it until you've walked 20 kilometers. Frequent trading works the same way. Each trade pays a small toll. Trade enough, and the toll becomes your biggest expense. The market doesn't need to beat you. Sometimes your own activity does the job. Social media makes this even worse. Algorithms reward excitement. Nobody watches a video called, "I waited 3 weeks and did nothing." But millions watch, "I doubled my account in 1 day." So beginners slowly believe constant action equals successful trading. It doesn't. Sometimes the highest paying decision is doing absolutely nothing. That's incredibly boring, which is exactly why it's rarely shown online. There's another uncomfortable reality. The market doesn't know you exist. It doesn't know your entry. It doesn't know your stop loss. It certainly doesn't care that you're down 40%. Yet beginners often speak as if the market is attacking them personally. It's hunting my stop. It's manipulating me. Sometimes strange things happen, but most of the time, the market is simply moving. Humans are excellent at finding patterns, even when none exist. Our brains would rather invent a story than accept randomness. That's useful for survival, terrible for trading. And then comes the biggest misunderstanding of all. People think trading is about predicting the future. It's not. Professional traders know they'll be wrong regularly. Their edge comes from making slightly more when they're right